Hey, Nick, thanks for being with us today. And not only do I need to say congratulations on becoming a new author, but your press release just went out, what, like 3 days ago, 4 days ago? So, again, I guess should say, I don't know, kudos, congratulations. What does it feel like?
That's exciting, new and exciting.
Right?
You know, truthfully, I'd never even, prior to maybe a past year or so, never even imagined being an author. And the fact that how it's come to fruition is pretty awesome. Very exciting.
Right.
One of those dreams you never even considered because you didn't think it could happen that is happening.
Happening right now, and you're right in the middle of it. So, I've got a lot of questions to go through with you. I know you're a busy guy. I think you're, based on what I can track, you're probably running at least three companies right now. So I know you're super busy about what you do. So I want to try to go through and ask you some cool questions, but I also want to show off this incredible book that you've got here and some of the information, press releases. We want to talk about some of the testimonials of people that have known you for a long time in the same business environment. And you've got a great website as well that kind of talks about this. So let's do this. Let me kind of start off and give me I guess I would say like a Reader's Digest version. Tell me, where did Nick come from, and how did you show up on the map? And boom, here you are, becoming not just an author, but, released all over the world on major news networks and stuff like that. How did you get here, man?
Well, honestly, I don't think I ever read the Reader's Digest. um, Hopefully that maybe frames my age that I'm not quite old enough for Reader's Digest. I don't know.
Right.
But I've been a traditional business owner basically my entire adult life. Had a very, very successful contracting, landscaping, irrigation business. The problem was I found that it owned me. It basically dominated my life, took most of my time, and just didn't see myself wanting after. I guess it was fairly easy to get into, and I've always been good at leading and always been successful. But once I realized that I was going to have to do it probably for the rest of my life, was not something that I saw when I see other contractors that are 10, 20, 30 years older than me and still grinding it out. I didn't want to be there in 20 or 30 years and realizing that's where my life went. Wanted to be able to do new things and follow my dreams and set examples for my children.
Absolutely. Yeah, I noticed that's one of the things that I saw when I was looking at reading through the book and reading some other things about you and other people that know you, that you building a legacy and doing something extraordinary for those kids, that seems to be your number one driver.
Yeah. Again, I had always been a successful businessman and, was showing them good examples of hard work and dedication, loyalty to my trade and, earning a good income and everything, all the things that I guess the American dream are built around. But when you don't have the time, freedom, or, the things to do, the things that are important to you, that only goes so far. I didn't want, even though I was teaching them how to be an entrepreneur and how to be a leader, I wasn't, in my mind, I didn't want them to go down the same course I was going. I wanted them to learn more options of doing the same things, but enjoying more freedoms and the things that make life fun.
So you've done what most people don't do, is they take the security of the, I don't want to say miserableness, because you weren't miserable. You were a successful entrepreneur, but you were miserable because you didn't have any time to enjoy the success that you were creating. And so most people will stay with their, what do you call it, the tried and true, even though they don't like it. And they won't take that risk to go and touch and feel and be part of that dream. And you've done that.
Yeah, I call it the comfort zone. Most people will remain in that comfort zone to avoid getting out of their comfort zone and trying new things. And I am a believer in, I do believe in a lot of John Maxwell's writings and trainings. And one of his laws is the law of sacrifice. And in his description, what I've done in transitioning is one of his ultimate what he describes as an ultimate sacrifice. Giving up the comfortable to follow what many would say isn't the comfortable track and isn't the easy to do. I mean, it wasn't easy to get where I was, but again, I didn't think I wanted to be there for the remainder of my career, adult life.
So now we understand, where you've come from, what your background is in the forward-thinking philosophy. Obviously, training with ultimates like John Maxwell. So, from a personal performance, personal development, I can see where you're, definitely way ahead of the curve there, and definitely have built yourself. Like you said, you've always been a leader, and now you're moving into a new, an arena that you've been in, but you're taking that forward focus in building a new business, building a new environment, and allowing yourself to have that time and freedom. So how did the idea of becoming an author and doing, again, something that most people always look at and go, yeah, I'd love to be an author. That would be incredible. One of those things on my bucket list, but never can get it done. So with all of this that you're already tackling, how did you tackle becoming an author at the same time?
Well, I just found time, I guess. But
made it.
One of the things that my mentor Logan Stout taught me was documentation beats conversation, and I was leading by example and leading, by sharing things with words and examples. But I figured, why not? I had to put it on paper or put it down in written form to make it authentic and for people to really delve into it and become using that for as an authority figure.
Okay.
Just speaking the spoken word, people hear it goes in their ear, out their ear. But when they can actually read it and see it, it really starts to sink in.
I like it.
And
we're going to come back and talk about Logan here in just a second. But one of the things that I know that's also very important to you that I was reading in one of your chapters, the 5 principles of networking. I want to come back and talk about that because I can tell that's something that you really know. You also mentioned something about the compass and the other thing about the big picture. But before we jump over there, can I show off your book real quick?
Sure.
Let me share my screen with you. Give me half a second and tell me if you see that.
Nope, I've only got a blank screen right. Yep, there we go.
There you go. You got it?
Yep. So,
man, I don't know who took those great pictures, but super power pose on the cover of the book, dude. It looks awesome. So, this is actually, I think, not only your book here, we're going to show off a number of the different news networks that have actually carried your press release of your book being launched, both in North America as well as Europe. So I'll jump over there real quick if you want to bounce through this with me, and then we'll come back and talk about how people can get a free chapter to take a look at the book and everything. Does that work?
Absolutely.
So let's see if I can jump over here. This is actually, that's ABC. This should be NBC. Here is CBS and Fox. There you go. So I'm going to jump over here to your website because that's actually got this all the different networks that have carried this. That's pretty amazing. Not only are you an author, but the fact that you have been released on these major networks, that's got to have some unique responses from those people that know you that have seen this. So what do you think about this? And then what has been your most unique response at this point?
Well, I think it's kind of funny. When I was in high school and stuff, I used to have a lot of friends and girlfriends and stuff that I took literature and English classes with. And one of them actually responded to me. I just put a soft little tidbit out on social media, and she said something to the about, Nick, I never knew you'd even read a book, much less write one. And I found that pretty amusing because since I've gotten into the networking arena and the personal growth side of things,
right,
I had never written, since my high school, college years, I had never really read a book until about 5-6 years ago. Once I started taking on a new course of life and, thing through personal development. And now I'm either reading or listening to an Audible pretty much every day.
Wow.
Growing internally, whether it's on leadership or just other forms of personal development or skills or just influence. I mean, anything that I can further my education that I'm doing. So I found that amusing because when I look back and tell my wife some stories that, yeah, I wasn't the best student when it came to English. I was a math whiz. I'm a genius at numbers, but in literature and English, not so much.
So how does that feel for you as an authority where individuals had a certain perception about you that this was something that Nick could never do, you know, another obstacle that other people had limited you with, and here you are crashing right through that barrier and moving to a level that most people will never go out and do?
It's just another one of those levels of achievement that you go into, you know, like
I think one of the things you say here right at the very top, this is your website that I jumped over to here real quick with another one of your power poses. I can tell you're the guy that just does awesome on a platform because you just got that look about you. You just look like you're the leader ready to lead not just hundreds, but thousands. And so again, the photographer was awesome. I love it. But the thing is a photographer can only take a picture of what's really there. And so I see the leadership in you, and then I see your quote on success here, that true measure of leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So that started and came from you somewhere. Tell me the story behind that.
Well, I guess as I had grown through my previous life with traditional businesses, and as I had achieved high levels of success, but I had never really achieved any significance. And that's where, once I got involved with networking and found that even helping one person, whether it was with something to do with their health, with their fitness, with something in that arena, or in alleviating some freedom, time freedom or financial freedom for them, even just helping one person gets you to the next level. And once you help one person, you want to help more people. And it just matriculates until you just want to add value to people's lives. And I couldn't have said that 10 years ago. And that's, I guess, one of the coolest things about growing as a person is you can see it in yourself, and you see it in others. And when you can help others grow into something they didn't think they could be, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Absolutely. So I'm going to jump through this because I'm going to give your website out here in a second so people can come over and take a look at what you have here. And actually, they have an ability to get a free download of a PDF actually of your chapter. They can actually get that as well. But I wanted to jump down here and talk about two of the testimonials that just jumped out to me. Logan Stout there. This is a guy obviously very successful in business. He's also a best-selling author, speaker himself, founder of a major company, and I guess Dallas Patriots, that's is that a semi-pro team?
It's a baseball league right there in Dallas. Starts all the way from the youngest age they can start up till college. And he coaches, mentors, athletes. I think it's the largest youth organization, baseball league in the country.
Okay. All right. So this guy here has got a lot of clout and has a lot of success. And what I find is that, I guess it's a law of association, but when you see extraordinary people endorsing other extraordinary people, I see the commonality there. And he, referring to you as a leader that definitely has your path. I'm guessing that he's leading toward the concept that you talk about that's taking you through adversity called compass. Because that's the whole thing, is a leader has to have a direction and then has to be able to show other people that that direction is worth the journey. So tell me about the compass system.
Well, yeah, the law of the compass, just another lesson that I've learned, that you just have to focus what you're doing on the main goal, which is the big picture. And through adversity, and you just have to follow the process through all the little tedious things that happen, good or bad, and a lot of them, believe me, are bad, or bad, but you get a lot of rejection, a lot of no's, a lot of adversity you go through, but you just have that compass pointed north, or keep that compass pointed in the direction you want to go, and you can't stray from it, because the minute you stray from it, you can easily fall off, and you aren't following, leading to that big picture, and following your dreams.
Sure. And that's the big thing about leadership is most people don't even have a direction or an end result they're after. So again, you coming back, demonstrating that you are the leader, demonstrating that not only can you find the direction, that the direction can be followed by other people, and then you actually show them by example. Again, not only becoming an author, being successful in many different business environments, setting that legacy for your kids and everything. So this other gentleman here, International President Director, this individual, Ty Toth, he refers to something that you have worked through with him or have he's experienced called the 5 principles. So that's something I think that was one of your chapters. Tell me about that. What does that mean?
Well, the 5 principles, I wrote them in regards to networking, but basically can follow suit in life. You got your people, your purpose, process, products, and perseverance. People always come first. So you got to have people in life. You're going to be surrounded by people. You have to have people. Whether you're in business, no matter what you're doing,
right,
always involved with people, and you want to help them. I said that you want to add value to people's lives. So people are first and foremost number one. Purpose, you got to have a why. You got to have a why of why you're doing it. And for me, it's been my children. And my why has evolved. I started out with just wanting to be here for my kids, health-wise, and to be around more. And I achieved that. I've gotten out and gotten much healthier over the past several years. I've gotten more time freedom. But next, again, I want to build something and show them what is possible and build a legacy for them. And I'm, trying to do that with a couple of my businesses that, and if they don't want to follow suit, that's okay. But at least I'm teaching them the lessons they need to learn on what they need to do and let them make their own choices, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was I on?
People and purpose, and then
process. There's a process to everything. Like I said, you got to go through the process, whether it's good or bad. You're going to go through the process on a daily basis, just sticking to it.
Right.
And no matter what arena you're in, you're gonna have a process. Whether it's your daily job, you got to be the best you can be. Whether it's in the networking business, whether it's just in life, there's just a process.
Yep.
Product. I was again referring to product that we sell for our business, but even in just life, you always have a product that you're selling, whether it's influencing your kids to go to school that day or to eat the candy that you're always selling some type of product, basically yourself. You're another. And then perseverance, you just can't ever quit. You have to persevere through the good, the bad, the ugly, and just don't quit, no matter what it is. Again, if it's just in life, I'm a big fitness advocate, so I always promote just put one foot in front of the other. Get out there, do something, walk, run. You're lapping everyone on the couch.
Sure. Yeah, you have to move to live, for sure. So
when you hate it, you just got to do it and get into it and gradually grow into it.
I want to finish with one last thing, which is, where are you going next? What does the top of the mountain look like to you, and what are you going for? But I wanted to be sure everyone had the website here before we talk about that, so that they can actually jump on there and grab, a copy of your chapter. They can jump on there if they wanted to go down to Amazon and get the actual book. They can do the ebook download with Kindle, whatever they want to do. So you can get the free chapter at beyondsuccesswithnicholasarbutina.com. That's the whole the URL there. So easy enough to Google as well. It's on Google, but beyondsuccesswithnicholasarbutina.com. So let's jump to that last part we're talking about here, and tell me what the top of the mountain looks like to you. What are you going after? What's the future? Give me the vision.
Well, after breaking into the authorshipness, I have dreams of writing more books. I'd like to, there's other things that I do want to get out to people and share to add value to them. I want to continue to add value to people's lives, of course. And I wanted to continue growing a legacy for my kids. there's three things I've learned that are the keys to success. You got to have time freedom, financial freedom, and health freedom to truly be free and in a respect, truly enjoy life. Because without them, you really can't enjoy the others. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the time or your health, what good do you? You can have all the time in the world, but then you're probably broke and sitting on the couch doing nothing.
Right.
So you got to have, and then you can have all the health in the world, but if you're not financially there where you need to be or enough time, then all the health, doesn't do you well either. So you got to have all three of those keys to be truly free. And that's my final goal accomplishment would be free in all three of those.
Got it.
They can continue to add value to people and write another book.
There you go. And write the next book is looking back a little bit, because you're going to be farther up the mountain, and then talk about, well, what's the next peak like? Because that's the one thing that I have found in life that I think you've seen going through multiple businesses, moving through different industries in my life. As you move through these different environments, they actually create a different horizon. As you achieve one, you see a whole new landscape in front of you that you then got to move your game up to. So,
yep, that's just continuing to grow and accomplishing those whys and growing to the next level.
And the next one. So,
really.
Man, I tell you what, I'm excited about, I want to come back and do an interview with you again here in a couple months and see how things are going on. So I want you to just kind of keep up to speed, because I know there's going to be a lot of things, because your press release has just come out. Your book is brand new. So I know there's going to be a lot of stuff going on social media as that comes out there. So I want you to keep in touch with us and let us know, not just the people that are, excited for you, but there's going to be a lot of other people that are oh my gosh, what happened? How did you get here? And, you just sit there and blew past most people that, they have certain expectations on the little boxes each of us should fit into. We're supposed to only do X, Y, or Z, and you're just breaking through all of those. So I think you're going to have a lot of people with that kind of jaw, kind of slack hanging down going, oh my gosh, you're going to have a good time doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can tell.
I hope so.
My friend, thank you again for giving me your time, and man, more success to you, my friend.
Thank you, Steve, and look forward to following up again with you.
Talk to you soon.